So the other thing that Padmasambhava is renowned for is the cremation ground, for going to the cremation ground, going to the carnal ground, going to the burial place. Now, you have to imagine not our Western kind of tided away death, because we're so frightened of death we won't look at it, we won't talk about it, we hide people in boxes when they're dead. He's going to a place where the dead are left on the ground, where there are vultures, where there are bones and decaying bodies. And he goes there at the middle of the night. That's where he goes. And he sits with his back to the stupa, which is a kind of funeral mound in itself to the Buddha. So it's interesting that he's leaning his back against the Buddha. In other words, he's saying, this is what I put my weight on, the Buddha. Yeah. But he's there at this charnel ground, this burial ground, surrounded by birds and vultures, but also a place that is haunted and terrifying. And that's where he teaches the Buddha's Dharma. That's where he tries to teach the truth of Padmasambhava, the truth of life. He teaches it in the most frightening of places. And what happens there is he's surrounded by Dakinis. Now, Dakinis are often naked. They're female figures. They're naked. They're often bright red. They're ecstatic. They dance in the air around him. So you have to imagine this figure, and this figure of Padmasambhava is looking directly at you with these sort of black eyes. He's also smiling kindly at you. He's this strange mixture of like a judo master, kind of really looking at you, but also really loving you at the same time, sort of asking you, come on, you can come out. You can be more courageous than that. There's more to you than that. He's always saying, there's more to you than you think. And as he's teaching, he's surrounded by this kind of halo of naked, dancing women. Sometimes they're even pictured drinking blood and so on. So they're the figures of all of your energies completely released. It's actually an image for enlightenment itself, that your every energy, the deepest, darkest places, the places that frighten you most, don't frighten you at all. You're just free to play. Nothing frightens you. Death doesn't frighten you. Nothing frightens you. So you see that Padmasambhava is an image for going towards what frightens you, going towards the thing that you always want to shy away from sitting there, talking to it. And by doing that, by communicating with the dead, with the frightening things, with what threatens you, discovering this incredible energy. So what threatens you? Is it that business meeting that you keep going to, and every time you go to it, you feel, I can't say what I think. I can't really get my point across. That sense of being threatened, that something valuable is being missed here. How do you learn to speak well in that situation? Is it timidity that you get into? Is it just sort of, opinionating, and you're not willing to listen? You're not willing to, what frightens you perhaps might be that you're not willing to say that you're wrong. What frightens you perhaps might be you're not willing to say you don't know. What frightens you perhaps is you're not willing to admit that you're a bit of a mess and that you yourself have got all these bones around you. Perhaps you've just got just a bit too respectable. What is it that frightens you? Because what frightens you is limiting you. And what this story of Padmasambhava going to the cremation ground is going to those crucial places where you can really grow if you could only overcome yourself. Just that little bit. I've experienced this again and again in my life, being in situations that I really don't want to be in. Do you collapse into yourself? I mean, that's my tendency, is not to sort of come out, but to collapse into myself, to feel sorry for myself, to kind of, oh, poor me. It's very, very tempting. I've always found that very tempting, rather foolish. It doesn't work, it really doesn't work. Is it that you do, or is it that you kind of blast people and bully people? I haven't met so many people like that, but I have met some. How do you come into productive relationship with the world around you, with what's crucial for you? Where do you grow? And growing you is growing us. It's not a me thing, it's a we thing. You need to go from I to we. The whole of Padmasambhava's life is about we. It's about the demons and I. It's about the burial ground and I. And it's almost like Padmasambhava is a we, because he's surrounded by these dancing energies, these naked, dancing female energies, which are the energies of inspiration, of freedom. And you get freedom by moving towards what frightens you. You get freedom by voluntarily going into the crucial situation and stepping again, learning again. What is it that's wanting you to sort of denigrate yourself or to denigrate others? How do you move in a crucial situation from I to we, to what's good for me, to what's good for us? Eventually you're trying to get to what's good for all of us, for every single one of us. Not just me and my friends and my family, not just me, my friends and my community, not even me, my friends, my community and my country, but the whole world. What's really good for us? And what Buddhism is saying is it's human value. It's love, it's compassion, it's energy, it's courage, it's awareness that's really good for you. That's what Buddhism is saying.